The only thing that's kept me going is I started to pretending that was Nancy Grace's mouth. Because if you just thought, I'm just shitting in Nancy Grace's mouth, and you can keep going, you can keep going for a little while.
Tonight, all the stories are about disasters. One of the greatest comics of all time, Mr. Ron White, everybody.
I was working most of my gigs for the Funny Bone Comedy Club out of St. Louis. They had 21 comedy clubs. And I was a prominent headliner for them in 1996 and making about $2,000 a week. They would fly me to the gigs. And I wasn't paying my taxes, so it even felt like I was making more money than I was. And living pretty fucking good. And so the guy that owned that chain of clubs realized that I was working 42 weeks a year for him, so he didn't have to pay me that much money. Because what the fuck else would I do? Where am I going to go get those kind of gigs? I don't know. And so he cuts my pay from $2,000 an air to $1,500 and flat. And I told him to go eat a steaming bowl of fuck. Okay, cut to years later. Blue Collar Comedy Tour happens. We sell 10 million albums. I start touring. I play Radio City Music Hall. I'm just things I never even dreamed of. I'm from a little dirt town in Northwest Texas. And I'm on my tour bus. It's late at night, and I'm driving back to Atlanta. And Wednesday night, when I get back to Atlanta, where I have a house, and I'm going to be the auctioneer at this huge charity event in a tuxedo called the East Lake Foundation. And it's part of the end of the golf season with the East Lake course. And so that's my big charity of the year. So it's a big deal, and I do it every year. And I'm real fucking drunk in my bus, which happens all. We get what we call bus fucked up in that bus. And your only goal is to stay sober enough to make it to where your fucking bunk is, and I've barely done it. And underneath my bed on the bunk, there's a drawer that's refrigerated, and I can get water. And I've just had a bunch of dental work done, and all these are crowns on the front of my teeth, and one of them had been loose, and it had fallen off, and it was this one right here, that bad boy right there, and I stuck it back on with a piece of toilet paper in there. And it had been on there for quite a while. It stuck on, and it looked great. Look, my teeth look great. None of them are real. None of this shit's real. None of it. Not one fucking thing of this is real. And so I'm gulping down this water, drunk on my bus late at night, and the tooth comes off, and I swallow it. And I understand the ramifications of this the second that it happens, because we live here too, and the dentist that did it's in Beverly Hills. That tooth cost $2,000 fucking dollars, and I need it for Wednesday night, and I know where it is. So I go onto the internet. What do you do if you swallow a tooth? Well, it says take laxatives, which I figured that was part of it, and shit in a trash can, and then mull around in the trash can until you find your tooth. Now, I literally have a 10th grade high school education. I didn't graduate from high school, didn't go to college, didn't do any of those things. And but still, I thought, strainer. Shit in a strainer. Take the strainer over the sink, and like you're panning for fucking gold. Just run water over the turd and let it dissolve, and whatever's left is left, but you're not going to miss this fucking turd, right? So I take everything. I'm doing these fucking liquid things. I'm doing everything, because I got to get this tooth, got to come out by Wednesday, because I need it so fucking bad. and it's really going bad. And I take it. I'm eating a lot of food. I'm trying to shovel this stuff out. Anyone hear the rest of the story? It's gross. I know it is. And I'm actually holding a strainer underneath my butt, shitting in it, trying to find this precious piece of porcelain. But then I find at the store this thing where it's a strainer, but it has these things that you can pull out and put it on a pot or a pot. And so now I'm fucking hooked up, right? So I can put this thing down, then put the lid down, and I don't have to hold this thing between my legs to shit my tooth into my fucking bucket, right? So now I'm way more high tech than I used to be. And it's day 2. And I'm like, oh my God, come on, Wednesday, come on. And I'm just so fucking sick of this. I've been sitting on these fucking commodes for 2 days. And I was so sick of it. The only thing that kept me going was I started to pretending that was Nancy Grace's mouth. Because if you just thought, I'm just shitting in Nancy Grace's mouth, and you can keep going, you can keep going for a while. Day 3, nice turd. We catch in the strainer bucket, high tech, take it over, rinsing it off. Last chance for romance right here. My gig is in 4 hours, and there's the tooth. I found the fucking tooth, and I put it in the dishwasher. You think I was just gonna shove it back in my mouth? And we go down there, and the fucking gig was postponed to the next night. I was like, oh. Anyway, there's my story. Thanks a lot, guys.